Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and from a question today that baffles a user that says, well, I still can't see 24H2 in my Windows update, and I know he's not alone. There's quite a few of you out there that still don't see 24H2 that should be appearing on Windows updates. And it has to do with blockers once again. And there's a few things happening with the blockers. First of all, if you look at the Windows 11 24H2 known issues page, there's a few things that are still a problem for Windows 11. One is devices with apps using sprotect.sys driver might stop responding. So that, if you've got that, you're blocked. There's still some devices with DRAC audio, with the CRID, PAPO, that might lose audio. That's also blocked. So you're blocked with that, and upgrading your system. One that doesn't show here, and this is where it's always bizarre with Microsoft not always adding the known issues to this page. If you have a Western digital green, blue, red, or black SSD, an NVMe SSD, or a SanDisk SSD Plus M.2, Extreme M.2, and Extreme Pro M.2, and Ultra 3D, well, there is a block that is also... it's a little weird because that block is kind of fixed. So if you want to know what you've got in an SSD, you can right-click your Start button, go into the Task Manager, and in here go into Performance and look at your SSD disk. So here you'll see SSD, and it's going to give you the model of your SSD. So this is a CT500P3P SSD8, whatever it is. You can go online, write that in a Google search. It's going to tell you what brand, but usually you'll see a brand like Western Digital or SanDisk or whatever with a model number. These are blocked, but the funny thing is there's a fix. So once it's fixed, the block is removed, but for some reason it isn't removed necessarily all the time. Some users have said they manually updated the SSD drive's firmware with the manufacturer, and that suddenly they saw 24H2 appear. So this could prevent you from actually moving on. And there's kind of Microsoft kind of to blame on this one a little bit. It seems like even if your SSD got some fix or some firmware update, it's not necessarily the case that you see 24H2. It's really, really weird. But the worst part is most that have updated the firmware of their SSD drive say that 24H2 has appeared in the Windows update. If you would try from scratch to install 24H2 on one of those drives, you actually will come up with, well, this device is not quite ready yet for 24H2, and it will actually tell you to get 23H2, which is kind of a weird annoyance. So yeah, there's still some stuff that blocks 24H2 from appearing on your machine for those that are still not there. We are in June. 24H2 is going to be end of support in October, so don't worry too much for now. You can ride through the summer and be happy if it works well. And we'll, of course, look at that through the next weeks and months, and especially as we get closer to the 24H2, 23H2 end of support. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.